Well, hello everyone. Hopefully you guys are having a great early happy hour on this Friday Eve. I'm Courtney Savala. I'm so glad to be here tonight for the final of the series in this Bayou City Art Festival. We are very excited, and our world has changed so much in the last few months that we are doing all of this virtually, which is really great and ahead of the 50th year anniversary for Bayou City Art Festival, one of my favorite places to stroll and to have fun. And I miss that, but I love that these platforms are available for all of us to take part in right now. Of course, we know so much and love so much about the Bayou City Art Festival. They've donated millions back to their nonprofit partners. They host the spring event, of course, and the fall event each year. I love that because then we get the best of both worlds weather-wise in Houston, which is so great. And this year, they had to cancel, of course, one of their events, and the fall event went virtual last week. In August, they launched a Save Our Art campaign, and Bayou City Art Festival launched the new 5-part Art Talk series as a fundraiser under the Save Our Art umbrella. This is the last one, and of course, my co-host, Derek Shore, kicked off this series, and that was wonderful as well. They just wrapped up the first ever. It was a week-long celebration of art, and you can still go to the website, purchase art directly from more than 300 artists. And we want to give a shout out to the generosity of our sponsors of the virtual happy hour series, of course, KPRC, Channel 2, Frost Bank, and Stella Artois. So cheers to that, right? We've got all of our party packs right here on the side. Well, throughout the show, listen, these are some housekeeping rules that we want to make sure that you guys know about. We want to encourage all of you to text Save Our Art to this number, 243725, to make a donation. Or you can donate on the website, very simple, Bayou City Art Festival.com. And later on in the show, we are going to have some fun trivia questions for our audience to answer and win some great swag prizes as well. And our featured artist tonight, Donkeeboy, will have a piece of art that he is going to auction off and help Bayou City Art Festival continue its mission. And if you have any questions that you want to ask Donkeeboy, all you need to do is add them to the comment sections on the Bayou City Art Festival Facebook page, in our live Facebook page. And we want to remind you that you can post pictures of Donkeeboy's signature drink, So Fresh, So Clean, to Save Our Art or Hue Art Fest. So we remind you, again, that number to text is 243725 to donate and help support this great cause and continue. So without further ado, are we ready? I've got my HL happy hour glass. Look at me, I'm keeping it classy, you guys. I've got bubbles in a can, and I'd love to introduce Donkeeboy. I'm a huge fan. Can I say your name, your real name? Can we let it out of the bag?
Yeah, for sure. For sure you can.
It's great to see you, Alex Roman Jr., aka Donkeeboy. How's it going?
Thank you for having me. It's going good. I'm drinking my So Fresh, So Clean.
I love that.
Props to Derek Brown and Ryan Lashane over at Riel. They made this one. So they make these to go, and this is my favorite drink from theirs.
You know what? Isn't that the best thing that came out of COVID? Is all these like drink packs that we can pick up and go.
For sure. Yeah.
It really does. It does help this process, I think.
No, I agree with you. Yeah, it's and this is such a great drink too because it doesn't really like mess with your flavors when you're eating. So yeah, I really like it.
What's in it?
So this one has mint, lime, kava, and cucumber. Yeah, and it's made with Tito's vodka. So super nice.
Absolutely. Well, cheers, my friend. Thank you so much. I know that you're super busy. This is crazy times that we're all living in, and we want to get to know you as the artist. And I really think that your story is so inspirational, but it's also very timely. Where you came from and how you grew up and how your mom was a huge influence in you becoming an artist. So let's take it way back when. How did you get the nickname Donkeeboy?
So the name came from early in my childhood. People called me burro, right, which means donkey in Spanish, and it was more to say that I wouldn't make it as an artist. Like that was just like a something that would never happen. You know, it was out of reach, out of touch. So a lot of people called me that and told me to get a real job. So I used that as motivation. So I turned negative into a positive. And it's funny because if you research donkeys, they're very loyal. Once you gain their trust, they're very hardworking and they're very stubborn, you know, as I was, because I wanted to be an artist.
Well, I'm glad that you stuck to your guns, and I'm glad that you took something somewhat derogatory and really let it fuel your fire. And I think that's what's part of your story and what's so great and inspirational about that. You, of course, grew up in Mexico as a young child before coming to Houston at the age of 7. I mean, you think about that now. I have a 9-year-old and soon to be 13-year-old, man. When you take those kids so young out of their element, what was that like coming here at 7?
I mean, I loved it. You know, it was just so different, and I made friends real fast. I spoke English really fast. Like within the first year, I was able to talk English. So I loved it. There was just so much more to do here. And I guess I adapted really quickly. And I just loved that I had art class, that, you know, at some point I had wood shop, the gym, all that. I just loved being able to interact with other kids and just make friends.
I think it's awesome too that you learned how to draw from your mom, and talk to me about that. Maybe share some memories that you have about that.
Yeah, so my mom, I mean, she's my teacher, right? She's my mentor, and she's my mom. Um, I remember being 6 years old, and my mom entered me in some contest in Mexico, um, and I won it, and it was a very big contest. And ever since that moment, I just knew that I had to become an artist, and that's what I wanted to be when I grew up. Um, and my mom had me and my brother, who my brother has since passed away, but she kind of stopped being an artist to take care of us. And when I got older, I started having art shows and all those sorts of things. And then she came back. So she got like her second wind in it, you know? And so it's just amazing to see her and all the sacrifices that she's made for me, and to see her shine like that, and to see her in her element and really own her element. It's an amazing thing to be alongside of her, you know?
What I think is so cool, and you know, we've done several stories with you. We have run video of you painting murals alongside with your mom on Houston Life on Channel 2. And she's not just mom, she's Donkey Mom, which I think is even cooler that you guys have the same kind of street name.
Yeah, no, I love it. So she was like, you know, you're Donkey Boy and I'm your mom, so I'm Donkey Mom. And it just stuck ever since that. Yeah. People
I
love
think
that. I
that,
love it too. It's awesome.
and that is so great too, you know, there's so many people I think in this world who don't live their passion, or maybe just go through life and really don't even talk to their family. And you are living your passion, your mom's living her passion, and you all are doing it side by side. We see your murals all over the city. You've painted more than 30 murals side by side with Donkey Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's super cool to be alongside your family, you know, because at the end of it, I think that's all we have is our family. Like that's everything, you know. And so you could tell a lot of what a person is like by how they treat their family, right? So I just love it, and I hope that we can encourage other families to unite and work together and build together.
It's very cool. And also, you know, I do have to talk about where your murals are. Of course, your latest work is over at TDECU Stadium at the University of Houston, and you're currently working on something in the East End.
Yeah, so we just wrapped up a mural at East End Backyard. So it's a new bar that opened up. It's super cool. It's got a dog park. We're going to have our own storefront in there. It's going to be called the Donkey Shop. So we'll be able to have merch and all that, because right now everything's been online, all our merchandise and our art prints. So we'll finally be able to have something where people can come and we can hang out, obviously keep the social distancing thing going. But we're very excited for that. It should be in the next month.
That is so awesome. And, you know, during this time, as we talked about, I mean, you know, we got our So Fresh, So Clean, our happy hour. We're trying to make things as normal as we possibly can. And we know what, of course, happened with Bayou City Art Festival having to be canceled. And now it's on this virtual platform. How has that really impacted your world, Donkeeboy? Because I know that this is just, you rely on this. You rely on getting out in the community and people seeing your artwork on a daily basis.
Yeah, so I'm a full-time artist, and I've been a full-time artist for several years now. So not being able to have events and curate events and network and just hang out with other artists and the people that support you, I mean, it was crucial. I mean, it hit hard, you know, and I think I had to learn how to adapt just like everybody else did. And in a way, it inspired me to work more in my studio and to really dig and create pieces that maybe I wouldn't have if this wouldn't have happened, you know. But I think we're finally getting somewhere now. Things are starting to open up again, and slowly it's starting to come back. So it's starting to feel good again.
Absolutely. I mean, a little bit of normalcy, I think, is good for everybody. What would be your dream project?
Oh, I don't know. You know, for some reason, I've always wanted to go to Japan. You know, I like that. That's something that I'm like, man, I have to go paint something in Japan. And painting something in Mexico would be awesome as well.
Yeah.
But you know, I guess my biggest dream would be to be able to open up my own school for kids. And
oh, that would be great.
Yeah, I teach right now at Break Free Hip Hop School, so I'm an art teacher there for kids, and it's really cool because they're not only painting like on canvas and drawing on paper. We have an actual wall where they can practice on, and then we take them outside and they can actually work on murals. So imagine having a mural at 12 years old or 10 years old. So that's pretty awesome.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great that you're
it.
sharing the love and the passion as well, especially with our young kids. I know all about Break Free. It's a really great place. My youngest took some breakdancing classes from them. We're going to pause our conversation real quickly because we have a guest joining us. One of our sponsors, Harry Mcmahon from Frost Bank, is now joining our virtual show. Harry, cheers. Welcome.
Cheers. It's great to see you, Courtney. Donkeeboy, it's good to see you. It's great to be part of this event. My office is on the corner of Navigation and Canal at Houston's East End, so I look forward to seeing your new installation. But on behalf of Frost Bank, I'm really proud to represent the thousands of Frost bankers that we've got across the state of Texas who really work hard every day to make our community better places to live and work. Frost has been in business since 1868, and we've been in the Houston area for over 40 years. Even so, some people still aren't familiar with the bank. And so a couple of years ago, we decided to change that by launching a campaign that will nearly double our presence in the Houston area by adding 25 new financial centers. We're on track to do that, and we've already opened 20 of those 25. We'll have the rest open in just the next few months. Along the way, we've hired more than 200 people here in Houston, and we're still hiring. So for all of our history, it's always been a tradition of ours to give back to the communities where we have operations. And so that just really echoes with this event, Bayou City Arts Festival, Save Our Arts. You know, we kicked this off with Gonzo 247. We've continued with Amanda Bennett, Jennifer Lashbrook, Tony Pirana, and now we've got the last event tonight with Donkeeboy, and this has just been a great time, and we're really proud to support. And it's great to be here. And so with that, thank you. We appreciate it on behalf of all of us at Frost. Welcome. Thanks for letting us be a part of the event.
Oh, Harry, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and all that you do within the community and sharing all those good points. We need good news right now, and I'm so glad you were here to join us today.
Thanks for having me. We look forward to, hopefully we'll see you next year in person. And
Yes,
screens are great and all, but hopefully we'll see you in person next year. Y'all
let's
take
hope
care.
so. Let's cheers to that. Thank you so much, Harry, for all you do in our community and the belief in our neighborhoods as well.
Take care.
You too. Have a great night. And we're continuing our conversation now with, of course, Donkeeboy. And, I have to say, where do you think street art has gone? Because, I feel like at some point it really didn't have the audience. It had the street cred. It had kind of like certain people really liked it. But now I feel like your kind of art is very mainstream. We're seeing it everywhere. It's on commercials, it's using in graphics, and it's restaurants want it. Everybody wants the kind of art that you're doing.
I think it's definitely picked up a lot in Houston. And there's a lot of people that have contributed to that. But I don't know. I look at like people from back in the day that were considered muralists. That's kind of what I consider myself, a public artist. I think it's just gonna keep growing too, because people can realize, especially in a time like right now where everything's drive through and you can't really get out of your car much, or
Right.
you don't want to. Like you could just take a tour by yourself, and your family. And I think people really appreciate the easy access that these murals and street art provides. It's for everybody, and it's super inviting. So I think people are starting to see that, and a lot of artists are starting to realize that. I mean, to have people engage with your artwork is what you want, I believe, as an artist. So it's just going to keep growing and growing, I think.
I agree. And let's take a look at some of your work. I know we have some slides that we're going to look at now, and you can walk me through some of the pieces that we're going to be seeing. And of course, I have a family photo of this one. We love this one.
Yeah, so that was the first mural that my mom and I painted at Minute Maid Park, and it was alongside some students from the Art Institute. So that was a very, very fun project. And thank you to the Astros for letting us do that.
I got to tell you, anytime that we walk through Minute Maid Park, and I know everybody on this virtual happy hour can see it too, there's always lines of people wanting to take their photo in front of this one. Like I have several with my boys and my husband, but everybody's like, oh, I'll take your picture for you. It's such a great mural. Of course, we love our Astros. And this one, this says it all, really.
Yeah, so that was the second time that we painted at Minute Maid Park. So they have a program where they choose a different artist to paint on the same wall, and so we had to paint over our own mural, which was very interesting. To do that. It was a very weird feeling, but yeah. So that's the latest one that we did. I believe it may still be up there due to COVID. I'm not sure if they got a new artist for this year.
I think you're right, but I love the stare, the Yuli hair. All of it is just so fantastic. You captured it so well.
Thank you so much.
Okay, let's talk about this one. This one I love. I love, love, love.
So I love Burns Barbecue. I'm a huge fan of their barbecue. I think it's like definitely like top 3 in Houston. And that restaurant just has so much history. Anthony Bourdain visited twice.
Yeah.
The family's amazing, and all the stuff that they do for their community. So that was a huge blessing to be able to work with them. And yeah, my mom and I did that one. That was a hard project because of the way the siding is on the building.
Right.
That one was a little tough, but it was definitely fun, and we got to eat a lot of good barbecue.
Oh, I bet you ate real well there.
Yeah.
So how long does something like this take? Do you draw it out first, or do you just go and start painting?
No, I used to just go and start painting, but
Okay.
I noticed that wasn't something that helped me. I know there's artists that can do that, and that just wasn't my style, I guess. And I would take way longer doing that, and I would change it all up. And then the client was like, hey, this is not what we had talked about. And so I don't think it was my process to do that. So now I sketch everything out. I draw it digitally, and I send it to whoever it is that's giving me a wall or commissioning a wall. And that way I know exactly what I'm doing. My mom and I will look at it. We both, design and draw some things on there, and we both go in there and we do our job. And I think that way we're more efficient, and we can really spread what we do that way.
About how long do these murals take? I mean, are we talking days? Are we talking hours, weeks?
Some days, the previous one that just showed right now, that had my mom and I, that was our first mural that we ever painted together. But usually about 2 weeks, and we'll work like 4-hour days. We don't really work that much. It's just, I've noticed that once I start getting tired, I really start messing up. So it's best just to like start over the next day. But yeah, usually like 20 hours, something like that. That's kind of like our sweet spot.
Right.
20 to 30 hours. Yeah.
It's really fantastic, and just sort of the vision that you have. And I think what's really cool. Oh, talk to me about this one.
So yeah, that was the first piece that I showed at Art Basel. It was a few years ago. So I went to Miami for Art Basel, and I got invited to show it.
That's a big deal, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I didn't know anybody that had gone to Art Basel before, and I didn't know how to get there. I didn't have any kind of connections to get there. So that was a big deal for me to be able to show this piece to so many people. And it's called Picasso. So it's a mixture of Picasso and Tupac. And what I wanted to do with this piece, I wanted to put them both on the same pedestal, because I think they're both amazing artists and they're both timeless. So that was the idea behind this piece, and to start a conversation. Like, somebody may know about high-end art, but somebody else may know a lot about hip hop, and now they can kind of educate each other on what they know and share some information. But yeah, this one was a big deal for me because I was able to show it to so many people. A lot of celebrities and art collectors went by to look at this piece.
And it's very different than what we're used to seeing, with the bright colors. And this is very different work for you.
Yeah, for sure. I think this is like more of a personal piece. And, lately I've been doing a lot of commission stuff, and I love it. But this is really where my heart is at, I believe.
It's really great. I mean, I can see that in a like theater room, or, your game room or something. What about this piece?
Yeah, so this is a piece that I made of DJ Screw. So I'm now friends with his sister and Jason over at Screwville, and it's made out of screws. So if you zoom in, you could see that it's actual screws, and it's kind of like a literal piece. It's DJ Screw made out of screws. But I believe there's close to 5,000 screws on that, and it's so heavy.
Oh,
so
my
by the time I tried to hang it up, I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. So yeah, but
sorry, this is very precise too. There had to be some actual like drawings where the screws would go, right?
You know what? That probably would have been the best way to go about it, but that's not what I did.
No way.
Yeah, I just got the drill and boom, and I went through a few drills too, because the bits would end up just kind of like getting attached to the drill, and I couldn't remove them because of the heat, so they melted on there.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, just kind of, just winged it, and it came out pretty good, I think.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I would love to see this one in person, because I knew it was something that looked raised to me, but I wasn't exactly sure. Didn't know it was about 5,000 screws. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, we love this one too.
Yeah, Eighth Wonder has been amazing to me. They've been a great partner, great friends. I can't say enough about them. They've really, really have helped me create a platform, right? So we cross promoted, and I feel like they could work with whoever they want, right? Because they're such a cool brand. They have amazing beer. So that was a really cool experience. And I still work with them a lot. You know, we actually have a DJ Screw event coming up pretty soon. So yeah, they've been amazing to me. And so the idea here was just to create a postcard that we could send out to whoever and spread the love. And right now, actually, we didn't even make the postcard when we finalized this project, but now they have postcards that you can buy at the brewery. And I think it's a perfect time for that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I love that. I mean, of course, when you look deeper, the skyline, the shape of Texas, the space shuttle, the Astrodome. I mean, there's so many other things in here that if you just look at it, you just see the letters, but if you spend some time, it's a great postcard. I love it.
Thank you.
What is this like to have your work in the community and have people stop you, or to really just say thank you, or to have these partners, throughout from businesses, the breweries and the restaurants? And I mean, that must mean the world to you.
Yeah, no, it really does. I mean, I'm kind of living my dream right now, and I love that people can trust me with their brands and their spaces. That's an amazing feeling, to be able to have that trust and for them to just let me loose, and it really, I think it created a sense of responsibility in me that I didn't have as a younger artist. And now I really think about what I do, where I'm doing it, who it affects. And so I think it's helped me grow a lot.
For sure. And I mean, we're seeing some photos and work from when you were younger. And I think that just speaks volumes of how you've evolved in the city and how much the city embraces you.
No, thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, it's just it's been an amazing ride so far.
We've got to talk about this one because I think people see this mural and there's so many reactions and sadness when you see or say the name George Floyd. There's a lot of sadness that goes along with that, and where we are as a country dealing with this. But I look at this and I don't feel sad. I feel warmth in my heart, because I can tell that for you putting this on a wall, this was probably very emotional for you.
Yeah, no, it truly was. And and it still is. It's still something that's like not easy to talk about.
Yeah.
But I feel that, as an artist, there's gonna come a time where it's not about you, and it's not about it being pretty, and it's about you being able to amplify a message and a bigger voice. And that's what we decided to do there. We got invited by George Floyd's like big bro. It was like one of his like best friends. He called my mom and I, and he asked us if we could donate a wall, and we did. They were actually trying to pay for it, and we were like, no, there's no way we're gonna charge for this. And so it was hard. It was very hard to do that, and to have friends of his there, and all kinds of people that grew up with him. They were there to support us, to help us finish the mural, and they blocked the street. I mean, the love that this man had was amazing. I mean, people loved him. So like you got to earn that. I think people don't just love you because they're gonna love you. Like, you got to earn that. So that was something that was very, very emotional, but we felt that it was very important to do.
Well, it really is a beautiful mural, and I see it all the time strolling through social media, and people are taking pictures in front of it or simply just posting it. And it doesn't need a lot of explanation, it really doesn't, because it fills the void. We understand. And during this time too, October, of course, is Hispanic Heritage Month. And let's talk about that, because I feel like, as a Mexican American, working strongly through your passion, your mom, big supporter. I'm sure there were several roadblocks, not only, as an artist, but coming here at 7 years old, learning a whole language, and, we're still dealing with hate in the world and people trying to hold each other back. And I think that's got to be part of the conversation.
No, for sure. My mom just got here, so yeah, there she is.
Hola.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You know, I mean, it just it's weird, but like you kind of gotta adapt. I feel like you gotta really adapt. You gotta keep learning. You gotta keep growing, and there is so much hate out there, but you can't let that wear you down. You know,
Right.
you can't lower yourself as a person because somebody else hates you or hates what you do. It's just not the way. You know what I mean? I feel that love is the way, and that's always going to be what matters the most.
Well, we definitely need more Donkey Boy in our life and more Donkey Mom. Can I call you Donkey Mama?
Sure.
So, okay, now that we've got your mom sitting next to you, any great words that you two want to share? You know, maybe how thankful you are, Donkey Boy, about working alongside with your mom or one of your special projects.
Que si quieres decir algo, unas palabras especiales de cómo es trabajar los dos juntos o unos proyectos especiales que vienen.
Bueno, pues sí, afortunadamente hay muchos proyectos que vienen, ¿verdad? Y pues siempre estamos juntos. Para mí es, siempre lo digo, me da mucha felicidad. No puedo pedirle más a la vida de todo lo que me da de estar siempre contigo.
So my mom says that we're very fortunate right now and blessed to be able to have some projects that are coming about. And she says that she really feels also blessed that we can work alongside each other and that she really enjoys it, as do I. So yeah, I think it's like one of the coolest things to be able to work with your mom, you know, and just build, like I said, build and it's not about us, you know, it's about what we create and the impact that gets created and how many people we can inspire. I think that's the goal. La meta es inspirar a gente. Y no es nada más de nosotros. Es
no.
Yeah.
A toda la comunidad, a los niños especialmente, ¿verdad? Que se involucren, a los padres, que los apoyen, a que puedan realizar sus sueños. Yeah. Todo eso, ¿verdad? A nosotros nos gusta impulsar eso.
Yeah, she's talking about children, how she wants to inspire children and parents to encourage their children and the community. And she said that's what we like doing.
Well, I think it's great too that you both are standing for the art platform. There's so many schools that in recent years got rid of the art programs because it was too expensive, or maybe it wasn't part of the curriculum that they wanted. And, you know, not everybody is going to be an engineer. And so some of us are creative and some of us want to be artists, and we can have budding careers and be staples in our community. And I think that's really important for our young people, and that you and your mom not only just paint murals and get your artwork out there, but you share that with some passionate young children as well.
Yeah, no, I think you're so right about that. You know, when you're growing up and it's hard to make it as an artist, and it's hard to go full time because, I mean, how is somebody going to pay you for something that you're drawing, right? And just the idea of it, I think, is far-fetched for a lot of people. But I mean, it's the same as music. You know, why would you pay somebody to create a song or sing a song, right? It creates a feeling. It generates something within you. And I think that's what's important, because that feeling could turn into anything. It could turn into a business. It could turn into a passion of yours. It could turn into whatever you want it to. You just have to be true to yourself, I think. And there's going to be ups and downs. Obviously, we're all experiencing this in 2020. But you got to keep pushing through. And if it's something that you love to do, then it's worth going after.
Absolutely. What is your biggest project that you think is your claim to fame? What do you love the most? I know it's like asking who's your favorite kid, but
yeah, that's a hard question. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing over at Break Free, because, you know, I feel like at some point we all need to give back And for me, that's the way I know how to give back, is to teach kids, some of the shortcuts that I wasn't taught, that my mom and I weren't taught, and to let them be as well, because I feel like, unfortunately, in some of the school systems, I didn't have many teachers that actually wanted to help me, right? So the ones that I did really stood out. They really, really stood out, and they were amazing teachers, and I'm gonna always cherish them for what they did for me. And I want to be that. I want to be that for a kid that, maybe doesn't feel like there's anything there with the arts, and it doesn't even matter, like, if you become a full-time artist or whatever. Sometimes it's just about sharing something that's inside of you and being able to channel that. And it can also be a form of therapy.
Absolutely. And I think that's so true, because a lot of times maybe you hear about artists dealing and tackling their passion later in life. Oh, well, I went to law school, or I did this, or I did that, but now I kind of listening to the inner soul. And I think it's really important that kids are growing up now, seeing the work, seeing the accolades within the community, and saying, like, hey, this is a real job.
Yeah.
People want it. We need it in our community. And I do think it really spreads the love. And that's what makes Houston so special, is that we embrace our local artists just immensely.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's a great quality that Houston has, and it's amazing. But to touch on what you were saying, that it's a real job, it definitely is, because you have to have a schedule, And I remember when we were like, all right, we're gonna be full-time artists, and we were just going out doing whatever we wanted to, eating with our friends, and we didn't get any work done.
Like, this is great.
Yeah, for sure. This is the dream right here, but you got to have that discipline. You got to get up early. You got to sketch. Even if you don't have any projects lined up for that week or that month, okay, you got to create your own stuff. Maybe I need to have an art show. Maybe I should have a pop-up. You got to keep doing something, and that's how you get into a rhythm and you create a flow, and now you have more respect for it than to just I'll paint whenever I feel like. And I mean, that's great. Yeah, if you have a lot of money saved and you can do that, then that's awesome. But if you don't, and you got to constantly keep earning, then you got to create that workflow.
Absolutely. You got to hustle. You got to be a self-starter. What I think is so great, Donkeeboy, is that you, no matter how successful, or no matter where you go to travel, to be part of other pieces and murals besides Houston, you never forget where you grew up. You never forgot where you're from. And that is so true, because you donated a piece of artwork. And I want to talk about that piece, because all of the proceeds will go to support Bayou City Art Festival Save Our Art campaign. And bidding does close for this piece at 7:30 tonight. So bidding is still open, but will you talk to us about this piece?
Yeah, so I love tapping into my childhood memories and things I grew up with. So it's a spin-off of Bart Simpson and my own character. So it's called Donkey Bart. And it's an unreleased print. So I haven't released it, and I planned on releasing it like 2 years ago, and I never did. I don't know why I never did. And I may release it next year or sometime this year. I'm not even sure if I will release it at all. But this is going to be the first one, and I hope somebody really gets to appreciate it and have it at their home.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. And by the way, don't forget, this bidding closes at 7:30. This is it's an exclusive piece, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, there's not any other prints made from it. And at the moment, I'm unsure if I'm even going to release any others, so potentially it could be one of a kind. It's definitely the first of its kind.
Right.
But yeah, it's like the artist proof, right? That's the one that I printed first and said, okay, I'm going to make these. And then I never did, So I never found the right time to make them.
Well, this is awesome. And one of the things I always say that kind of puts me in a tailspin with exclusive things is once it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, don't wait on this one because you're going to be the only one in town to have it and maybe ever.
Yeah, this is true.
I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I want to remind people again that you can bid on this exclusive piece right now going on until 7:30. And we want to remind everybody to post pictures of the signature drink that we have, or if you're watching the live stream, use the hashtag #SaveOurArt and Hugh Art Fest as well, because we love giving shout outs and seeing everybody and doing all of that. Plus, you can text to donate Save Our Art to 243725, and you have a chance to bid on Donkeeboy's piece of art later on in the show. And again, all benefiting directly to Bayou City Art Festival. And I think this is so great because with our final comments coming, and I know that you have a class to teach tonight too with kids, so we appreciate you spending your time with us and your mom sitting down as well. Just this time, what have you learned during these last few months? I mean, has that maybe changed your outlook on inspiration or, just on life in general? Because a lot has happened, not just COVID. I mean, we talked about George Floyd too.
Yeah, I think for me, it has taught me that you can't really take anything for granted. You got to really cherish the moments that you have here on this planet, and anything could happen at any given time. So live your life, be happy, tell people that you love them. Again, don't take anything for granted, even like an art show, sometimes we work so much and we get used to just, okay, it's just another show, or it's just another painting, or it's just another whatever, but it's really not. Everything happens for a reason, and everything is made for a reason. And so that's what I've gathered from all of this is just, you got to love one another. You got to put a lot of things to the side and just worry about loving people.
And being kind.
For sure.
It's not hard to smile,
Yeah, no, for sure.
Great, great.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate both of you so much taking time out of your busy schedule and giving back, of course, Donkeeboy, to the community that has supported you for so long. We love seeing all of your art all over town. We love seeing you paint and do everything with your mom. I know, like I said at the top of the virtual happy hour, we've seen tons of video of you on Houston Life and KPRC, and it's been such a great journey to see you grow in your element and your platform.
No, thank you so much, and thank you so much for the support and for having us, and for just giving us another platform for us to share our story. And it just means a lot, means the world. And thank you for all the art that you guys get to show, all the artists that you guys support, everything. I love everything that the Bayou City Art Festival does and has done for a long time, and it's a great contribution to what this city has to offer. It's such an amazing event.
Absolutely, and a diverse one, just like our city, which I think is really great too.
For sure.
Okay, before we say goodnight and do our final cheers, can you tell us who are your art inspirations? Like, if you could work or collab with someone, or even have a piece of their art in your home, who would it be?
Whew, that's a tough one. For me, Keith Haring has always been on top of the list. Frida Kahlo.
Oh yeah.
Diego Rivera. Yeah, Salvador Dali, Picasso. I just think that they were beyond the painting. You know what I mean? It just wasn't about the painting. It was about everything else that they did in their lifetime. They accomplished so many things. They all stood up for what they believed in. And I admire that a great deal. Because that would be awesome to be able to have anything of theirs.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. You just reminded me of Diego Rivera. The very first time I had my first apartment, I bought a print of his and I got it framed really pretty. And I thought, I have arrived. because I bought that
Yeah.
print, but it was a
That's so
special
awesome.
moment for sure. And I loved all the bright colors and it was just amazing. Okay, so how can fans connect with you, purchase your art, follow you? What do they need to do?
So we're both on Instagram. So I'm Donkeeboy with 2 E's. My mom is Donkey Mom with 2 E's. We also have an online shop that we try to update as much as we can. It's store.donkeeboy.com. But the best way is definitely through Instagram. You can just shoot us a DM or comment, whatever you feel like. And pretty soon we're going to be at East End Backyard very frequently. So that's where you can find us.
That's awesome. I love your Instagram. It's always fun, and your mom's it's always great and entertaining. So remember, just follow them on Instagram, purchase the art. Also, don't forget that we have a piece, that exclusive piece up. That auction is open until 7:30 tonight. Text Save Our Art to 2437. I'm going to read that again. 243725 to donate to Bayou City Art Festival, and then to online bid at BayouCityArtFestival.com. Well, Donkeeboy, Donkey Mom, thank you guys so much for joining us for this great happy hour. Cheers to you. Thanks for being so great and being a pillar in our community and the art community as well.
Thank you so much for having us. Thank you. You have a good night.
Absolutely. It was a fun conversation.
Oh, yes, for sure.